Everybody knows about European digital wallet for citizens. It's an old news nowadays, but there is a news regarding the European wallet. There is coming the business wallet. In today's episode of Hello Trust, we will discover the deadline and how it will work and how there will be again an advantage for the European economy. Welcome to Hello Trust, the podcast of Tinexta Infocert regarding the world of technology, regulation, and digital trust. Today's topic is the European Business Wallet, a different thing regarding the European Digital Identity Wallet for the citizens. This wallet is for the business, it's B2B, it's for company, and today we have Igor Marcolongo.
Hi Silvio.
Our subject matter expert regarding wallet and digital identity that will explain to us what is the European Business Wallet.
Yeah, the topic of a identity wallet is quite wide, is quite discussed. We discussed it even in this podcast. Everything starts from the eIDAS regulation, the new revised regulation that defined what a digital identity wallet is, and it has been focused up to now especially on personal identity wallet.
Indeed.
So make it simple, an app on the smartphone, the device of a citizen that permits him or her to connect and access a lot of services. But the eIDAS regulation gives an openness even to a legal person identity wallet that has been explored during some large-scale pilots. So the projects financed by European Commission to make the wallet become something real. And a project in particular, EWC, where Tinexta Infocert was actually present, has explored the possibility to have a wallet for companies, for legal persons, and which are the differences that are requested to this, comparing it to the identity wallet for citizens.
So, the European Business Wallet compared to European Digital Identity Wallet, what is the difference?
Okay, yeah, it will be... The main difference is the person. The person is a company. The second big difference that we expect will be on even the type of wallet. It's not anymore an app because, the entrepreneur, the CEO that represents the company cannot be called every time that the company needs to access something or share something. So it cannot be an app on the smartphone. Will be an infrastructure that will be cloud-based, we call the hosted wallet, and the provider of the wallet shall be a provider with the highest level of trust, security, and so on. It's quite likely there can be qualified trust service providers like Tinexta Infocert, but the regulation now is exploring and discussing it. Third, the content that will be into the wallet will be tax information, will be power of attorneys. This will be really very paramount, very important.
Quite the new actually.
Yes, indeed. And the point of connection with the UDI wallet, because there will be always a connection between person and natural person that has power of attorney and the legal person that gives this power of attorney.
So I can imagine that there will be two ecosystems actually. One of the European Digital Identity Wallet for the citizen, another one completely different for the companies.
Totally correct.
Infrastructures.
Totally correct, but interoperable and based on the same general concept. Because the regulation is the same. The starting regulation is the same. For European Business Wallet, we have a different regulation that is now under debate. But technically, we share a lot of different pieces, the different standards and even technical concepts that will make the two ecosystems be a cooperation.
There will be a dialogue between those two ecosystems.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And what is the status of the discussion nowadays?
Yes, Europe has a quite complex regulatory process. So the legislative process is quite complex. Everything started in November 2025 with the proposal from the European Commission. So,
Okay.
looking at the results of the large-scale pilots, especially EWC, it started a second large-scale pilot, Aptitude and Infocert is there, and the proposal. Now, even the European Data Protection Supervisory Authority said, okay, this proposal is okay for me, give some minor details in order that the Parliament and the European Council start discussing in parallel. We have a ITRE commission in the Parliament that now is debating, okay, and we expect that by mid this year, probably in June, we can have a final vote on a text. Let's see if the debate will go there, and then the European Council, that are the governments, that now is under the Cypriot presidency, that is now debating and aligning the position of the various members, and we expect that even here in June we will have a text. So we will come to June, the summer, with two different texts that will differ from the original one of the Commission. And another phase will be opened that is called the trialogue phase. So European Commission, Council, Parliament will meet, and
similarly to the EUDIV.
Exactly, similar to the EUDIV, to come to a final text. The discussion will be led by the next presidency of the Council, that will be Ireland. And let's see, probably by the end of this year, beginning next year, we can have the final text voted and in force, and we will have all the details.
Okay, so we will have more or less all the details between the end of 2026, beginning of 2027.
Yeah, probably.
And we will understand better what it will be included inside this business wallet. But there are some information already regarding what kind of integrations, technologies.
Of course. For example, relating to trust services, the qualified electronic register delivery service will be one of the main components of the business wallet. Because, if keeping the parallel with the EUDI wallet for citizens, the main purpose for citizens is to protect their data, enable the access to public services and private services. So privacy is very important in that, privacy and accessibility. For businesses, the main importance, the main topic is sharing. So sharing, reducing safely, reducing bureaucracy, and enhance the speed of commerce, of business. Okay. So the idea to put near the wallet and integrated with the wallet a system of electronic delivery is a good idea, in order to not only have a point that has the information, stores the information, but even a tool to share it in a trustworthy, secure, and safe and fast way, with the same standards and under a framework of interoperability that helps cross-border trade.
Okay, so a tool for a safe dialogue, safe business dialogue between companies. It sounds a lot like a super enabler, for the business. But are you sure, Igor, that is not what will happen? It will be maybe
another compliance requirement. Well, one of the critics to Europe is typically that it raises the compliance costs, add complexities and bureaucracy. We know this is one of the debates that now is bringing the Commission to propose digital omnibuses, for example. So regulations or directives that permit to simplify compliance burdens that have been put in the past by the Commission itself. The idea is that the business wallet will reduce bureaucracy and enhance speed of to do trade, to do business. Everything into two big other trends. One is the debate on the 28th regime. That means that societal and trade right are now a main competence of the single state. So a company incorporated in Belgium or incorporated in Bulgaria has different laws to follow, coherent with the European framework, but different. So this minor things can change and overcomplicate for businesses. The 28th regime will create one different framework that will be viable for all the
Common
European, a common framework, especially for small medium enterprises that are the economic backbone of our economy. The wallet could become the technical framework that will help the 28th regime to become reality, not only in terms of laws, but even in terms of services.
So it seems a secondary topic, but actually it's quite important.
Yes, indeed. And it is paired with a principle that is in the regulation since forever, that is the once only principle when business has to interact with the public administration. You know, when the public administration continues to ask you over and over the same information. This is a problem in terms of competitiveness for our businesses.
Sure.
And even here, business in public administration in Germany differs from the one in Sweden or Estonia, even in the level of digitalization.
Yeah.
And this can affect the businesses. With the business wallet, you can have a tool that harmonizes all the information and makes easier to respect the once only principle. So the fact that the public administration is not asking you the information that they already have.
Okay, so a safe place where the company around Europe can enable business in several ways. So probably we hope that we will be exploited in several ways.
Yeah.
Integrating several technologies, different technologies like eIDAS, but maybe also other things.
Oh yeah, for sure. For example, electronic seals and electronic signatures will be embedded in order to enable the security of the credentials, the information that will be there.
Yeah.
For example, the power of attorneys and so on. But even in the context of the AI evolution, so the AI agents that represents the company in some specific situations, to have a business wallet as a trust anchor with the correct power of attorney, with the correct identity of the legal person that can be interrogated in order to understand if that the agent is really connected to that company, it is important.
So European business as a real business trust anchor connected to digital trust in several ways to enable business at European level.
Yes, indeed. Another interesting part is the digital product passport. There is another regulation that is now being implemented in many sectors that gives a passport, a digital passport to physical things. So every object that the consumer can buy, the consumer can have information about the company, the process, the productive process, the sustainability, etc., for that product. For sure, this passport can be and will be connected to the business wallet in order to strengthen the ties between the object and the company that has the liability to put on the market that company itself, that product itself.
So high potential, a real high potential object.
Yeah. A huge potential, and I do not believe that will be only a compliance thing. Because the starting point is to reduce complexity and bureaucracy. On the other hand, it can really foster speed and new services and competitiveness for small medium enterprises.
Okay. Thank you, Igor, for your point of view. Very valuable and clear. And thank you all. I invite all the viewers to follow us on the main LinkedIn and YouTube channels or social, and to the next episode of Hello Trust.